And we will now move to the government side with Ms. Glover for 4 minutes. Thank you very much.
This time, but I just want to take a moment to thank you very, very much and congratulate you. I can't tell you what an inspiration you are to many of us Aboriginal women. I just want to put into perhaps some context who I am. My background is Scottish and Cree. I'm a Métis woman whose mother spent her entire career working for the Manitoba Youth Centre, which is, of course, our jail for kids. She worked extensively with Aboriginal youth to try to give them some hope. These are misguided youth who simply were looking for a way to identify. And so she brought the teepee to the youth centre and spent an enormous amount of time bringing ceremonies to the youth centre. And thankfully, I was able to learn much of the teachings of the Aboriginal because of my mother's involvement with the community. She now works with Aboriginal women's communities in Manitoba. I have seen firsthand what you speak of when you talk about violence against our women. I was a police officer for almost 19 years with the Winnipeg Police Service, and I spent much of my career in the Child Abuse Unit and in the Missing Persons Unit. I have worked on cases of missing Aboriginal women, including Felicia Solomon, who, if it wasn't for the actions of many investigators who collaborated, would not have been identified because all we found were body parts. I want to bring up the fact that I am very pleased to hear that you are spearheading, again, the Sisters in Spirit project, and that you believe in what our government is doing to get to the bottom of these more than 500 missing Aboriginal women. Is that correct? You're still convicted in your beliefs that this is a good project funded by the government of Canada?
Most definitely. And we are working on a regular basis with the Minister of State, and she has been supportive.
Thank you. I just need to make a quick comment. What brought me to this world, this parliamentary world, is frustration. Because when I was a police officer working on some of these cases, it was the Liberal government in power at that time. And I was angry because we could not get them to come to the table. So I thank them for finally getting to the table. But I assure you, I've worked on this for much of my life. And I agree that we must continue to do everything in our power. But as you've asked for further collaboration, I want clarification if you could, because I believe in the investigative measures of our police forces. The RCMP is now collaborating on a task force in my province in Manitoba where there are 75 women missing. They are collaborating on a task force to try to come to grips with perhaps some more evidence that could help us reunify and bring justice to these poor families. But I want to clarify, when you ask for more collaboration, the opposition has mentioned inquiries, but I believe it's investigations. I don't think we want more talking. I believe we want more action, and that would mean investigations, more police officers, more people doing the grassroots work that's involved in stopping this violence and reunifying, if possible, these women who are missing. Is that correct?
It's really both. We're doing a lot of work with various police departments across the country. Part of our initiative for Sisters in Spirit 2 is to do more work with police departments, including curriculum development, protocol development, working with the toolkits that we've developed. But clearly, in terms of the cases that we're encouraging them to be investigated more seriously, more quickly, not to have so many cases that haven't been cleared. So it's policing issues, there are policing issues, there's response issues, and then there's the 520 cases that we've currently documented. We're asking for an investigation into how those 520 cases were handled in terms of, where were the gaps, where did things fall between the cracks around access to justice, media reporting, different police response, public reaction. That kind of information is what we're looking for in a broader investigation.
Okay, and I appreciate your comments. I just want to say one other thing. I will always stand up for women, particularly when we are being suppressed, and for a member of parliament to swear at me at my first visit within the Aboriginal committee, I think is appalling. I apologize on behalf of parliament that this type of behavior goes on, but I won't take it, and I'm glad to see that you are strong women who won't take it either. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Madame Glover. And I will go to Mr. Belanger for 4 minutes. Mr. Belanger.
Mr. Chairman, well, I wasn't going to go there, but I will.
I'd just like to put on the record that we are very dissatisfied with some comments that were made during Shelley Glover's questioning, and I'm not sure what procedure is, but I want to lodge strong objections and make it clear that this was unacceptable behavior. We all heard it on this side, and it was most inappropriate. Okay, coming from Mr. Russell.
The point of order is noted. I don't know. I'm fairly certain that the record will not show the comment, although I must say that it was audible, and I heard that as well. I don't know if Mr. Russell wished to comment at this time, but perhaps we can deal with it now.
Well, I guess it's like this. When I hear rubbish being said at the table, I sort of usually call it rubbish or some other adjective, and I'll stand on my comments.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, nothing less than an apology would suffice in this question. That was anything but an apology, and I think this is reprehensible.
Okay. The point of order is noted. I'll take these comments under consideration and get back to the committee. Let's continue on with the response now to Mr. Belanger's question. Madame Lavelle, and you have about a minute and a bit to wrap up on that, or we have about a